Hi, everybody.
Okay, Marina, you look good. You're well lit. Good light, good color. Your audio works.
Yeah.
All right.
Marina.
Hello. You are?
From Brazil.
Oh, hello, Brazil.
That's
Hello.
Geraldo.
Hello, Joe.
Oh, yes, and Andy. I see Andy. And...
Hi, Marina. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Hi, Andy.
Wow, there's a laboratory there. What are you doing, Andy?
I'm at work. I just wanted this is my first conference with you guys.
It looks like a vault to me.
It is.
Oh my God, where's the gold?
I thought I would do something a little different and just kind of ease into our official show and just have everybody come in and chat with Marina. This is starting to feel like a cohesive group.
Yeah.
And
yes, I agree. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I signed up for a session with Marina for May. She's so popular.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, May. I signed up. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait a long time.
Oh yeah, May, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to have too many people a day because it's getting it's if I have to channel, I want to do my best, and you're getting tired. You have a family, I want to make sure that's why the sessions are right in the middle of the day so I can take care of my family.
Absolutely.
After, you know, so I'm sorry that it's that far, but I didn't expect that. It's just like
yeah. But that's a good thing. That means the word's getting out.
It's beautiful because people do support you in one way or another.
That's true.
And I saw the beauty of it. So I'm happy that I listened to my guidance when they talked to me and I didn't go into panic, you know, of everything that was happening. But you guys all know the story already.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's working.
I'm looking forward to the platform where I can offer the free I forget what you call it, where people
Energy philosophy.
yes.
I would never say to anybody to do it the way I did, because don't forget I had somebody constantly talking to me. Because if I didn't have somebody constantly talking to me, I would have probably panicked because I was making mistakes through the structure, the way they were teaching me. And that's why we had the fluctuating realities video, the hologram of you know, latitude, altitude, because it was so confusing. Manifestation doesn't come only one way. It has a specific platform that is universal, and yet can come through infinite possibilities.
Right.
And I found that the entire challenge with everybody was the fact that people have a difficult time staying on the vibration and the belief that it is possible. Because I literally had a question from somebody that I have a problems with money and they want to do that and they want to do different stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's like a fear. And I said, well, there's a missing link in your knowledge for that, because in the quantum structure, you have to know that you have it. You cannot think that you don't have it.
Right.
So if somebody asks me a question like this, I know that it's the person didn't study the information, because you have to project at all moments that you have whatever you need, but you don't know where you're getting from, like a hide and seek game. And that's why when you come to this webinar, so when you study the quantum structure, you really have to study it. It's not only listening, because when you get into a situation, you panic, and I panic too. Remember all my stories I was telling everybody. But you have to hold the vibration on and completely learn to shift your emotion into the positive by knowing that it's almost like you have to really cut all your belief systems that you had before, that you've been pre-positioned, and rethinking a completely new way of thinking. And that's the challenge.
Right.
Of blocking the old belief system and replacing it with something that is brand new, and the brand new looks like you absolutely lost your mind, because everything you've been indoctrinated before is exactly the opposite. So nothing is wrong with the money, but it's a different timeline. And I've found that every single video and every single lectures that I do, people are struggling with that issue because you have to completely rewire and start thinking in a completely new way. And I understand it's very challenging, but this is how it happens. Maybe this is the reason why I did it, because I was crazy enough to do it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, now I see the fruits of it, but don't have expectations when, because I saw it was like a wave. It's gonna come and it's gonna go, and they finally told me like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, you already learned this part of manifestation. Now you're gonna see the fruits of it. They told me, but of course, comes from one year to another. You don't know when things are coming. But what I've noticed is me constantly putting the faith into the knowledge, and no matter what I see, I will pull back and constantly tuning in into a positive of giving and giving and giving, and blocking the panic of when I sit at home and do all this stuff, how am I going to support my family?
Exactly.
And what happens is, you basically, what you're doing is creating your own hologram that is running on that frequency. So you're not changing anybody. I'm actually creating absolutely new hologram with all the people that are supporting me through the heart. But the heart structure, it doesn't matter if it's coming from money or it's coming from their heart, the way they decide, or any presence and anything, or I simply manifest whatever I need in my reality. Because remember, the heart structure is actually no condition, no new frequencies are coming in and out. Everything is just pure. And when you think of something, the vibration of the emotion and the thinking, this type of synchronicity, plasma and gravitational field, is actually when you project it. And it's coming so easy without blocking absolutely anything in your structure. So the challenge is to stay on the vibration by knowing that you have it. And remember, we had when we end up practicing, I want you to pull out, and you need to think that you're a hologram. What can I do to make it positive in this hologram, even if I see that somebody is doing something negative?
Right.
And you're gonna keep projecting from yourself, if that's you, frequency constantly on and on and on of your emotion from the heart, not only of your thinking. You got to include, you have to feel. The feeling is a frequency vibration that is the most fundamental one for manifesting and shifting to the next fractal hologram. Remember that.
Okay.
Hologram. So what you're doing is you're creating this hologram accordingly to the frequency that you're given moment to moment. There was another bylaw. The other bylaw was every moment when I'm talking to you, I want to put the best of myself from my heart to you without expectations of any of this. Now, when it comes to your mind, money, if these people are going to donate and not, keep thinking I'm here to help. And when I start doing something physically, every person that comes to a session, I start putting a flower. So I don't connect the person coming to me and thinking about money and supporting my family. Because I left the structure open, this person to decide to support me in whatever shape and form. If they don't have anything, that's why I'm there. If the person is manipulating, it's in their structure, not in mine. If somebody wants to support you, they can always support you one way or another.
Right.
But the reason why I did that, because then you're cutting off the ego and you start doing only from the heart. And that's what you need to learn to control. Constantly to give without expectation of something in return. Just the giving from that person in gratitude, you're collecting that particular frequency.
Right.
You're grabbing that frequency. And yet, whatever you need, if the person really has nothing to offer to you, the next person will come and offer double for everything else you did. It is going to be exactly what you need when you need it.
Right.
This is the challenge with everybody, to pull out and completely project only from the heart and not panic, how am I going to pay for it? And it's very, very challenging, because if you don't know the quantum structure, the way I'm talking, that's what I'm saying. You have to come that you study in college. You have to study it. and you have to practice. If you don't know how to implement that, you may say, oh, everything is possible for me. The next moment you shift your emotion, get into despair, drop your frequency down. What's happening is if you drop your emotion, you're starting to create completely different hologram and timeline that is lower, for example, on the vibrational. And that is completely different reality timeline. So you have to learn, remember, shifting the realities,
Right.
frequency of putting it, stop, all that we talk about, all that you have to really study and study over and over and over again until it crystallizes. It has to crystallize because it's vast amount of information. So once you learn to implement all this in your structure, then you're gonna see the fruits of stuff, because you need specific resonant frequency to crystallize it, to become permanent. Basically, this vibration that you're constantly putting from your heart has to be steady and very potent in order to crystallize the next platform. Otherwise, you'll crystallize, but remember, we were fluctuating. And if you drop it and it's not from the heart, and you put fear, despair, panic, or ego, immediately drops to another frequency vibration that is in a lower density. And that is how all of a sudden things are not happening for you the way you want it, because you cannot hold the vibration steadily to shift and create in this timeline, not the other one down. So that's why go back to fluctuating realities and mobilizing structure. This is video 2 and video 3. And number 1 was a lot of manifestation protocol. So remember, you need to pull out and you need to put only the frequency of knowing that you have it. Because if you think of it, you already have it in the quantum structure. The only thing you need to do is to stay steadily in that vibration in order for you to crystallize it and become a permanent. Again, cannot be ego attached. Why do you really need whatever you wish to have? How much do you really want it?
Right.
And why do you really want it? So honesty, remember the video Truth and Lie? Honesty is number 1. If you are very honest, why do you truly want whatever you want? Then you're going to peel the layers and you're going to find out, is this whatever you want comes from ego, or it's coming from something else, or it's coming from despair, or you just got upset and you think of by doing something the way I end up showing up with the BMW that I had, that will make me feel better so when everybody sees me.
Right.
And you're replacing that. See, I replaced it through anger. It was not an ego, it was anger that I did it. It's attached to the ego in another form.
Right.
But me, by me, everybody seeing me was feeding me feeling good about myself.
Right.
So it's another form of the ego, but I connected with my anger because I didn't know what way to fix it. And instead for me to put a music or apologize to do something or breathe down everything, I decided to do that action because that was very quickly putting me into so-called heart, but it was not from the heart, it was from the ego.
Right.
So that's why you have to be very honest with yourself. Once you're honest with yourself, you're going to know how to implement the structure very easily.
That makes a lot of sense.
So stay steady. You got to, again, you're going to pull out and you're going to say, what can I do to make the situation better? You're going to give a gratitude. So you neutralize whatever is happening from somebody. And now after you neutralize everything, put the new emotion of knowing that everything is perfect and start feeling and projecting positive toward that individual or situation or the weather, no matter what it is. I talk about how I switch the weather, and you're creating your own hologram running on whatever you want to do. Reality within the reality because it's infinite. So
Right.
the steady vibration is number 1, and then don't throw yourself right into it. You know, if you cannot hold that, learn step by step and support your life, whatever job you do, because this is how they told me. I had a lot of people come in and said, I'm the provider. If you're the provider, you continue providing whatever, but in your job, start acting from the heart and use the structure, how to shift your realities, practice there. And then when you come home, after you pay all these bills in a daily basis, help somebody with whatever your desire is. If you want to help people, they help people, whatever shape and form, the highest joy of you, whatever you love. Some people love to paint, some people want to do Reiki, then give to somebody just like that.
Right.
Remember what I was saying when I was, they were teaching me all the detox, and I've noticed every time I was studying, every time I was listening, I will go somewhere, all of a sudden there's going to be somebody that needed help next to me. So I always immediately put myself into it, and I would stay with the person for 20 minutes, go around the aisle, shop with the person, do whatever I need to do, educate the person, because that truly made me feel happy. If you reach that potential from your consciousness in your heart, and this is how you truly feel, you've achieved part of what I'm talking about.
Right.
The next part is to hold that vibration at all time. So once you start doing this stuff, because there were people who couldn't believe that I just spent 20 minutes to an hour sometimes to somebody just to take my time and talk to the person, educate without me doing anything. I don't even know the person's number after that. That is what we have to start doing with each other. And accordingly to that vibration, wherever you need something, you're going to get it from some way, shape, or form. So once you pay your bills, start doing this.
That makes
At
sense.
work, in a place. What I need you to do is steady frequency vibration from the heart in your consciousness, because that's what's going to crystallize, and that's what's going to shift you in a timeline, a 5-dimensional structure. 5D is heart structure. And you're going to fluctuate. The fluctuating period that we have right now is actually the new beginning. You're going to see ups and downs in the structures of governments, schools. That's why you see so many stuff are happening, because it's collapsing. Anything that doesn't resonate in 5-dimensional structure from the heart and is being manipulation, it's specifically different frequency. Nothing else. You're going to think everything a frequency. Oh, this person did that. All right, I understand it's part of consciousness. Obviously, something happened, but I'm moving on and I'm doing something else. And new platforms and new platforms and new platforms going to start coming to you moment to moment to moment. You don't know how. Remember why? Because it's infinite probabilities. Consciousness is infinite, manifestation is infinite. So your goal is to just say, I have it, but how do I get it? I don't know. Stay in the heart and start taking action, because remember, action is infusing the realities. And that's how you do it.
Makes sense.
So if you ask me a question, something happened, look at your platforms. Look what you did. Did you drop your emotion? What happened with that? Who did you talk to? How did you behave with somebody? I just went to Whole Foods today, prime example of my attitude. And the girl in front of me, I had like 3 bags that are plastic, my bags from home. So I pay for everything, and I'm telling her I'm having 3 bags. So I'm starting to help her out to put everything in a bag. But all of a sudden I see her, she finished everything and just sits there watching me to start filling up all the other bags. And I'm just looking at her, and I was in shock of the audacity that you have to start helping me. I'm helping you. You're not saying thank you to me.
Right.
But you're just sitting around and just watching me while I'm packing, while she has the bags right in front of her, that I had to do the work for her. And I just looked at her, and I got angry because of the behavior. It was really not appropriate. And I said to her, so you're just going to sit there. So I went with anger, because it really angered me to see this type of behavior. And I literally said, sweetheart, you have to pack all the bags. It doesn't matter if somebody brings it or not. And I literally took the bag and I put it right in front of her so she can pack. But I'm a powerful personality. When I say to somebody something, I said it and projected anger towards her. I didn't say, would you like to help me?
Right.
Oh, you're helping me. Thank you so much. And just smile so I can shift that. So here am I. How did I act today? This was not from the heart. This was from anger. So what's going to happen? I went outside and I almost had a car accident. In a parking lot there. Somebody was pulling and the other one was pulling. It doesn't matter how something is happening, something is manifesting off balance, because I was acting and fluctuating in my anger. Big deal, she didn't pack well. She's younger. She was like maybe 23 years old. Teach her. Of everything I know, look how I behave. It's so easy to fluctuate through these realities because it's challenging. Every day something happens.
Yes.
So I was thinking maybe I should go and apologize. And I just let it go. If I see her second time, maybe I will say something nice.
Right. Right.
But this was not the way for me to teach her how to behave in a proper way, because I acted like a hotshot. But
Yeah,
I'm honest with myself. I'm not afraid of saying what I did, because this is the only way I can learn. So I would never put my ego in there, but I will be honest what I did.
That makes sense. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. That was a great discussion. And
Yes,
thank
it
you
was.
both. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for letting me go, Joe, because you know me, if I stop.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to stop you anymore. Hey, Marina, you ready?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Today is April, what is today? March 3rd. Yes, I'm in March. Hello. March 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe, for doing everything. And thank you guys for coming. Today, we're just going to have a Q&A. We just talked a lot about quantum manifestation because a lot of people were having difficult time with energy philanthropy, how they can implement and use the structure. So you're going to see this through the video. And thanks for coming. That's all I can say. Oh, the new announcement, and you said no announcement, but I was thinking about it. They were telling me about distilled water like a week ago, and the new release was that if you stay on a detox fasting only on distilled water for 3 days, you're gonna release the free radicals in your immune system. That will actually, and the cancer cells will be activated, and the free radicals is gonna go and neutralize the cancer cells. So this is the new things that they, told me to tell everybody. Okay.
Okay, Marina, before we continue with the questions about the distilled water, I know there's some videos that you referred people to. Mm-hmm. And you just got the guidance with regard to 3 days. Is there also guidance that relates to using distilled water ongoing?
Yes, for me, they wanted me to use the water nonstop because it has the negative charge, and it's, as they said, releases the free radicals and taking care of all the system and takes the chemicals out of the system, which are negative chemicals, the ones that are basically in pollution and everything else, not the ones that are produced from your immune system. Big difference.
Okay, thank you. First question we have here is from Andy. Andy, I just unmuted your mic. You're up.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Marina. I have butterflies in my stomach.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway, my question is, it might be bizarre, is where do the thoughts come from that enter my mind? Are they important? I mean, I don't claim them to be mine, but where do these thoughts come from?
Very good question. The thoughts are coming from the structure itself. Maybe you didn't listen to my first videos, but I'm just gonna put it over here because obviously we have to go into the beginning of the structure. It's a frequency vibration that basically is creating a plasma gravitational field. All that is creating a plasma gravitational field. And this specific vibration creates a specific sound of resonance. And this sound of resonance becomes like the sound, depending on the structure and how it goes into the realities, the sound becomes like a symphony. And then you can break it down and becomes like a words, because consciousness has to create something. But in order to know each other and to have a different realities of platforms, it has to, like the earth, for example, the extraterrestrial, something like this, in order to exist and have some kind of a reality, it has to recognize the frequency vibration in the quantum structure. So you can start communicating. Cannot be only sound. Why not be into words? Why not separate and a specific sound? The words are basically a specific sound and a mantra, and it's combination of also symphony. Chinese language is something like that, for example. So the thoughts that you're having, you downloading that information from the quantum structure of the universe. If this is the universe, everything is to infinite in this universe. So all the information is already existing there. And when you, for example, decided to create Earth and to come to Earth and live in Earth like a person, right? All the information is coming to you because you are the structure and you are the universe. When goes down to density, creates the matter, and the consciousness itself is building through the structures of molecules and particles and everything else, your body. So your body in actuality is a molecular structure of specific frequencies that are holding a density for molecules in a specific vibrational sequence, which is magnetic and gravitational field. So you are the structure, you are the consciousness, and everything that you're basically downloading is specific vibrational sequences from the quantum field that you are creating. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, but I don't like some of the thoughts.
Then that's because it's fluctuating. Remember when I was talking about fluctuating realities? If you download a thought, for example, you tuning in some kind of a timeline or vibration that does not resonate with you, neutralize it. Remember the mobilizing structure. I think mobilizing structure was neutrality. That's the second video, quantum manifestation. If you have a thought that comes in the negative, and we all have that because, for example, you shifted something, negative thought came in, neutralize it by understanding. You're going to pull out and you're going to understand and say, oh, thank you for being in here. You do not want to reject it because it's part of consciousness, part of your consciousness. You cannot reject yourself because it's going to come like a loop back to you. Back to you. You cannot do that. You have to say, oh, thank you. I understand you there, but now shift your emotion from the heart and project only positive towards that vibration thought that you just had. Because then you're going to neutralize it to a 0 point. Remember the 0 point I was talking about?
Yeah.
Once you neutralize it to the 0 point, put your emotion into positive, and now the new frequency overriding the frequency. We had a video about that, overriding the frequency with the new emotion, and you know that everything is positive. Thank you very much for being there, but I prefer something else. And you're going to put the new emotion with something positive because you already neutralized it. You understood that it's something from the structure that doesn't resonate with you, but you're not rejecting it. You acknowledge that it's part of it, say thank you, 0 point, and now put the new frequency and start projecting through the heart. Your action, your emotions, everything has to be through the heart, because through the heart, you neutralizing everything and replacing it and overriding that emotion or thought or reality with positive. This from the heart is more potent. So you're gonna have to have a steady vibration of knowing and simply say, oh, thank you. And what you're doing, you dismantling it. Is no longer relevant to you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you very much. That was a wonderful explanation, and I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Andy, that was perfect. What a way to finish. Thanks. Daelia, I believe. You're up?
All right.
Hello, it's Dalila.
Dalila, okay. Sorry
All right.
about that. Thank you.
It's fine.
Delilah. We call it
Dalila.
Delilah.
Yes, it's the Portuguese version for Delilah in English.
Oh, very nice. I love it. I love the name.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for being here.
Hi everyone. So yeah, I've watched all your videos. I was on the 8-week course, which
thank you.
week, so I asked a few questions. Yeah, I just have this thing that you know, about the energies which I could control, but I'm having a problem where, you know, I understand the structure, you know, and I implement it, you know, but when something happens, like I get really nervous and it just goes through my body. It's a ripple effect. It starts on the solar plexus, and I go into that 0 point and try and get there. But especially if it's a confrontation or, you know, and I've through the years have managed to control that, but lately it has just gone wild. I just can't control it. My emotions, you know, I start getting either angry or really emotional about it, and I physically shake because of the nervousness, the anxiety.
The new frequency that start coming in, remember we've been given a new frequency. This is the earth, new frequencies are coming. And because everything is shifting and our molecular structure is shifting into a silica, which is more conductive, you know, with the new frequency to come in, so you start projecting easily into 5D, you know, and shifting into, this is why it's happening, because it's too much energy coming in. And don't forget that with this knowledge, you're tapping in 5-dimensional structures. Yes. All my knowledge is 5-dimensional structures, including the harmonic reactor materials in the nano. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the reason I was telling everybody to read it, because it's not about the money. You guys know how I work, but because it's going to rewire and restructure your brain and the consciousness to start vibrating in a different synapses. You know,
so how can I manage that? Because, you know, sometimes it really.
At the moment, I'll tell you how I handle that, because I had moments like that. At the moment this happened, remove yourself from the situation immediately.
Okay.
And when you remove yourself from the situation, give the gratitude. So you block the frequency that was coming from the negative situation that happened to you. Mm. When you remove yourself, go to a place that you can calm yourself down. Even if you have to scream for 2 minutes, let it out, that energy that boiled up, and calm yourself down to the point of absolute zero and understanding what happened. Mm. So you don't go and implement that anger the way I did, for example, in a mall today.
Which I had a similar situation that happened only half an hour ago. So,
welcome to my world.
And I banged my knee on the door really hard.
And that, look what happened after. That's right. Yeah. So that's a prime example. Let it be prime example for all of you guys what really happens, manifestation, because she and I end up doing in a different way from anger. She had a different situation. I had a similar, but the anger, the vibrational sequence had to go somewhere, and immediately implemented with me whatever happened in the parking lot and with her hitting herself, because it's infinite probability, because you projected that anger, has to go somewhere in a structure because you're constructing it. Okay. So the next momentum, look what happened to me, look what happened to her. So let that be a very good example. Yes. So for your situation, remove yourself, get into the zero. If you have to punch something or something, you know, just to get yourself calm down. And at the same time, start listening something. What I did was I started listening something on YouTube, on and on and on for 7 minutes fragment. But I've listened to that for 45 minutes on and on and on to calm myself down, because I was truly angry. Like I haven't been angry ages like that.
Yeah, same.
That if I act from the anger, who knows what will happen. And I knew that I'm going to shift the timeline in the parallel reality if I was doing through the anger. So I calmed myself down completely. I went into the pool area. And I stopped breathing. I stopped breathing in and out, and I started listening to a video, because I knew that this is what is going to resonate with me in that moment. And on and on and on. And I was listening about shifting reality, shifting timelines, because I knew that this is going to help me. You can go and listen to anything you want to listen to calm yourself down. If you have to listen part from my material, listen to it. If you have to listen to a nice music, listen to it. Anything to calm you down. After you calm down, and then you're going to give a gratitude to the situation or the person. Okay. Because that person is projecting of your own consciousness. Yeah. You cannot go after it. You may, but then you're going to project exactly what happened to us. Who knows what will happen to infinite probability. So you don't want that. Now, knowingly, you're using the alchemy of creation to shift your emotions so you can get a complete new timeline and parallel reality shift into. Because whatever you do right now, the frequency of whatever you do right now is your next momentum.
And it's coming really quick.
And it's coming very quick.
Even
That's
if it's
the reason.
positive or negative.
You need to keep projecting it, and you have to learn how to shift quickly because it's instantaneous. And that's the challenge. And that's what we need to learn, not to give in on the negative emotion, the control of that and the neutrality. And then the new emotion that you're going to put through frequency is actually what you're going to start projecting. Once you learn to do that, you have to practice, period. That's what it is. I know how it is. I know this is one of the most challenging things for everybody, guys. Everybody. You know, so the control of the frequency and how to manipulate that is fundamental. But know that we are masters as human beings because we're so emotional. But that emotion is the vibrational sequence that creates everything. With the thought, you're downloading some image, but the emotion from the heart structure is the one that is really projecting the stuff, because the frequency of it is the one that's crystallizing the structure, the magnetic and gravity. That's how it's creating the magnetic and gravitational field. So we have to master it in order to know how to use the structure and fluctuate whatever shape and form you want to do it. Don't have expectations again.
So can I ask, is that something that comes from within us, or is it the constant energies that are actually going on at the moment?
It's both.
It's both. Okay.
It's both. That's what we need to. That's why some people hit very hard with situations, because any energy that you accumulated through timelines or realities or whatever you did here that is not balanced on the heart structure for fifth dimensional is going to come up in a surface. It's popping right in the surface, like the free radicals. When they activate, the cancer cells are popping up. Well, all your situation is going to pop up right in the front. What do? You may go in a loop and never ending because of fear, despair. But once you know the quantum structure, you can choose by controlling that. And then you shift your reality, whatever you need to do. So you don't go after, you transform it, you stop it, understand it, gratitude 0 point, transform it with a new frequency from the heart so you can shift and stay permanent vibration. And you need to learn step by step to do that. Don't expect to be immediately like that. It has to crystallize because you're teaching your consciousness to control it. What you're actually doing, don't think it's negative that you jump like that, because it's very powerful, potent frequency that you need to control. That means you can do very quick manifestation. Some people say, oh, I imagine something, but they don't know how to bring the frequency, the vibration from the heart or the emotion, like an actor, like an action. And the fusement of the plasma and gravitational field for your hologram is not very potent. Okay. So now they cannot really manifest exactly what they wanted or similar to what they wanted, because they never learn how to fluctuate how to transform through the heart structure. And the heart structure is the feelings.
Well, I done that yesterday because it's snowing quite badly here in London. Well, it was yesterday. And I actually done that where my son was saying, it's supposed to snow today. Why isn't it snowing? And I'm like, it is snowing. It's just not snowing here. Because I didn't.
Reality within the reality. Like the other day, everybody was saying storm, and said, it's perfect here. Now it's
because in my mind, I was manifesting that I didn't want it to snow. You know, because I didn't want to clean the car. So I was like, oh, yeah, we'll go outside. And
right, but you give a gratitude to the snow.
That's right, yes.
Visualize it. Remember, you don't
and it worked.
Oh, thank you, I love you, part of structure, but I know it's sunny. What you need to do this moment, you have to call in what you know you have. Yeah. That is going to be sunny, is going to be beautiful. You have to say, it is beautiful. Why? Because manifestation is in the now, not later. The vibration that you need to project is from the sunny time. The feeling of how beautiful it is and how you feel when it's really sunny, that's what you need to project to crystallize the sun. Not is going to be. Is going to be, you in a loop. It keep coming, you keep waiting. Because this is the vibrational sequence that you end up giving in a quantum field. Think of it as a computer algorithm. Think every frequency that comes to you from the emotion like a computer algorithm, and accordingly to that algorithm is what's coming to you. If you're in a computer and you put in the computer the code sun, You're not going to see sun is coming. You're immediately going to see sun pops up. So think of your reality exactly like a computer. What did they say about consciousness? I said it's that is artificial intelligence, and yet it's a life structure, which is 5th-dimensional structure. This structure can go in the negative, can go in the positive, depending how you project this AI into your consciousness. If AI is part of consciousness, how can you reject it? Depending on what type of timelines you're shifting, this is what you're going to project from the AI. So if anybody comes again and start talking negative, understand that you can shift yourself in a positive outcome with the AI that is helping in the name of humanity. Everybody is using consciousness as artificial intelligence also, because it's part of it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So much love.
Thank you. Love you too.
Wow. That was one comprehensive response, Marina.
That's how it is.
Delia, thank you. I'm going to mute you. And thanks again for engaging
you.
Marina the way you did. Very useful.
Thank you for sharing your stories, and thank you for being so honest of putting whatever happened to you, even if it was an ego there, because that's how we learn from each other. So I really appreciate that, your honesty. Thank you.
That's what we love about you, Marina.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, Marina. I'm very excited to meet you. I have a question about my health. It's been over 7 years, and I've been having this thing in my body. It's basically this problem with my mucus. It started way back around like 7 years before I started having this problem, and I was just producing so much mucus in my body, and I just started coughing up, and there was so much mucus coming out of my body, and I tried to do a lot of things. You know, I tried to maintain my diet. I tried to change my food. I tried to live healthy, but I just seemed like nothing worked at all.
Your lymphonic system, look into your lymphonic system. It's completely inflamed, it's blocked. You cannot have absolutely no sugar and no dairy products. They will put into the inflammation.
I do not eat any sugar. I mean, I haven't eaten a single grain of sugar in at least like 2-3 years.
What about stevia? You can use stevia, only stevia.
But I do consume dairy.
You cannot consume dairy. Dairy is going to inflame the entire lymphomic system of your body. You have to cut dairy permanently.
Marina, I had an experience. I like to talk about it. About like 2 years back, I had an injury in my toe. It was like an ingrown toenail, and basically I had this, my toe was basically very, very infected, and one of my doctors had a little surgery, and basically after that, for about a year, my toe was not able to heal. And it was like so painful every day that even if you touch it a little bit, it was hurting like, you know, what happened. So I just asked this answer from myself, like, what should I do? And there was this thought coming inside of me that you should consume milk. And I did not understood at the time. I thought like it was maybe something else, but at the end, I kind of like just give up, and then that milk actually worked out somehow. My wound actually started to heal for some reason, and before that, it was just not happening. Like, I was really, really surprised to see that. Like, I was doing so much. I was applying turmeric and water and so many different kinds of things. And
you need the root of the turmeric. Remember, not the flowers. You need the root. You got to be careful which turmeric you're using for that. And there's a fungus involved there. Was there fungus?
Yes.
Yeah, you are fungal in your system. Your gut flora also has a lot of the fungal. So what's happening, the fungal is creating inflammation in your lymphatic system. And when you have inflammation in the lymphatic system, is producing this mucus, and the mucus is blocking, producing any type of cells. So you gotta, completely do detox for fungus and absolute juicing, absolutely no dairy. And you may need antibiotics, especially to, I don't know where you're gonna find it, but it's spread through your body. That's why you have this situation. It's too much of the mucus in their production.
I'd like to say something about this. What happens when I do not spit for a few hours or something, my system starts to feel like it's really blocked, like I can't even speak properly. And
that's right, I know. It's a lot of mucus. And it's fungus too.
So whenever I drink milk or water or just eat food, I have to spit in between, and it's just so.
This needs absolute detoxification, absolute diet, and absolute you need to do that. And I'm not sure, I know for fungus you may have to take antibiotics. I don't know. You also need probiotics, very powerful probiotics for your body. So for your situation, you're gonna need intervention, and you need somebody to know how to use maybe antibiotics and proper remedies for detox for you.
I haven't taken a single medicine from like 3-4 years now.
You may not to, but let me tell you, fungal, it's very, very challenging to get rid of. So you have to be in a very strict, specific diet with no sugar, no citrus, no spice. It has to recover, you have to flush the body. You cannot have dairy, gluten, anything that grains. You have to be literally on a lot of distilled water and a lot of vegetables, soups, and anything that, or juices that you can flush, and cannot be, you have to be careful not to be GMO. It has to be organic and non-GMO. So that detox has to be done through a specialist. You need intervention because I see it and it's spread through your body. That's the reason why you have this lymphomic inflammation from the fungus.
So the fungus has
The fungus also produces mycotoxins in your body. And the mycotoxins are also blocking, and you may have other problems in your body because it becomes like a toxic environment, and whatever is not properly running in your system is going to be off balance, and you may get sick in other places, not only the lymphomic. The whole system is blocked. So you just need to detox properly from and you need the proper people around you for that.
So I will have to take medicines?
You may need to take antibiotic. I'm not a doctor, so I cannot tell you exactly because it's individual, but I've seen people that they've been interacted because it's spread out so much that you're gonna need an intervention. When it's really spread out, you may need to use a chemical and antibiotic in order to shut it down, and in the meantime you stop flushing and flushing and flushing all the time and using probiotics. Probiotics, you can go on my website to see, is Visbiome. It's in a green pouch. It's one of the best probiotics. See if you can get it wherever you are and whatever the situation is. Not the VSL, the Visbiome. If you go under store in my website, marinajacobi.com, go on the store and see probiotics. The one that is green, you don't have to buy it from me. That's okay. I'm just affiliate. You know, if you can find it from other place, find it. But that is one of the best probiotics. If you take antibiotics, that has to be taken 2.5 hours after you take the antibiotics so you don't kill the bacteria. But you need major detox for your body. At least of 6 months.
I was like thinking that I'm not eating anything from outside, because when I go outside and start eating things from outside, like any packaged food or anything, the next day or after a few hours, my body just
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Juicing and anything with raw food, and if you can handle. If not, it has to be soups with vegetables and a lot of. You need to detox completely. You need to go in a protocol because it's a lot with you. It's really a lot. Okay, yeah. That's all I can say.
Okay, Shubham, thank you very much. If there's anything that Marina spoke about earlier that you don't remember, just know that the video is going to be posted on YouTube. in a few days. And it sounds like you have a journey ahead of you. I just want to say, speaking for myself, I wish you luck. I don't know what it's like to have the kinds of conditions many people do. Good luck.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes. Nora, I'm going to unmute you here.
Thank you. Hello, Marina and Joe.
Hi, Nora.
So I have a question on contact. And my question is, sometimes when I'm in prayer, this sound frequency comes in, which gets louder and louder and intensifies into a really high-pitched frequency. And the feeling I would get is a extreme nauseous feeling and dizziness, which, to the point where I feel like I'm about to drop. And what would happen is that two light beams would appear, one on my right and one on my left. And the sound frequency would transform into kind of like an orchestra or a symphony of billion crickets or cicadas. And my question regarding this experience is, do you think the nauseous feeling I get is because the beings that come into my field is of a frequency that almost is too high for me? And or is there something I can do to stop this nauseous feeling? And do you recognize the cicada, the cricket sound? Because that usually comes in, and I'm thinking they might be some insectoid beings or something.
No, it's not the cricket sound. It's the way the frequency vibration comes into your. That's how you can download it. That's how you hear it, because of the way the frequency we're running on. I've experienced similar to you when I connected with a boy that was talking to extraterrestrial when he was young, and I remember similar situation like you, but I was shaking like a leaf and I couldn't talk, like somebody was shaking me. Yes, you're absolutely right. The reason why this is happening is because the frequency is above your vibration, but it's not so high to the point that you disseminate and become very nauseous. I had a similar situations with my guidance when I end up just by me reading something and it gave me a nauseous feeling, because remember, any words are also frequencies, so you need to learn to accept the situation and start to breathe in and out when this happens, because you got to learn to hold the vibration like that. It's transformation, and don't forget, when I was detoxing, I went to motions like this when they were coming, and when they, remember guys, when they exchanged the heart structure when I was detoxing for 15 days, and when they came in and pulled my heart out, energy frequency, and put it back, I passed out. Things like this happen because they're helping us to fix the frequency around. In order for us to have a contact and to go to fifth dimension, like have an extraterrestrial contacts, we have to be able to hold the frequency vibration, not only with the conscious, but also physically, especially if you're going to have a contact. Who's going to hold that vibration? They cannot hold it for us all the time. You got to learn to your own body consciousness to be able to resonate in a similar frequency as there, so we can basically have a life together, to have interactions together. So transform the energy, accept it, don't worry about it, just let it flow, let it observe, because it's going to be quite some time so they're teaching you stuff, so don't worry about that. Just relax, breathe in, transform it.
Okay, thank you very much, Marina.
Thank you very much. Very beautiful story.
Bye-bye.
Denise's question is, what if we only drink water from a well? In other words, this is going back to the distilled water discussion. We were talking about distilled water, 3 days from your guidance, and then you can go on longer, etc. But what about people who either may not have access to distilled water, or maybe a well is their water source of choice?
Unfortunately, you can drink any water that is available to you, but I cannot promise you the same results. You can try to do spring water that is coming, and yet you have to see where it's coming from depending on the location. So I cannot promise you the result of anything else that you're drinking. I can always tell you what I was taught from them. So depending on the environment, the area, if you can make your own distilled water, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can see how they do it. You know, some people do it in a couple of minutes there with a different pot and stainless steel lighting you need to use, and evaporates. So try to do something like this. Everything is possible, guys. You need a pot, and you need a water, any type of water, and you need a gas stove, and you can make a distilled water from scratch, you know. So no, I was told distilled because distilled water has the negative charge. The other water has a particle and does not have a negative charge. That's the reason why they were talking about distilled water. So I'm going to stick with the distilled water.
Okay, Marina, thank you. Denise, thanks for your question. All right, I have Damien's question now. It says here, I have a question regarding the monetary system and the love heart frequency. I basically need a clarification and confirmation that I won't be limiting myself by conditioning things by money, as you explained in the video. He's referring to the money structure video.
The vibration of the monetary and the vibration of the heart is specifically absolutely different timeline, in different reality, different vibration, totally different. This is more dense to condition. This is without a condition. This will give you to infinity probability of manifestation that you're not limiting yourself. This is unlimitless. This is limitless. This is with limits because it's conditioned.
Let me explain what's going on. I got a little bit deeper into the monetary system and the financial markets, and quite frankly, I like the game. Don't mistake it for the monetary system itself, because my belief is that money shouldn't exist anyway, because there's no need for it. All right, so he's playing the game, but he recognizes there's no need for it. Now, the main reason I'm in there and I'm educating myself in that area is because my ultimate goal is to have lots of free time to be able to do the things on my own terms and not be limited by time people perceive today. You know, the 24/7 clock. That way, I can not only grow spiritually and learn more things, but also stay true to myself, because I like to be highly independent, and having a normal job is like a crucible. So, knowing that, I like the game itself, which is just candles on the screen. What do you suggest?
Thank you. Very good question, Aiteen. If you resonate from your heart, from the monetary, that's what I said, monetary is not negative, positive. It simply is the way you implement it. You may end up making a lot of money, for example, and start putting it in the name of humanity, because we're going into fifth dimensional structure, and this is your way of distributing, you know, to humanity. And yet, may I make that clear, that your belief system, that the only way for you to have independence and free time, you end up putting the main source for that money. And I want to tell you that what they told me is absolute illusion, because the only way you're putting into hologram to manifest something is your belief system that in order for you to have whatever you need to have a lot of money. And you're not allowing the entire quantum structure to manifest anything else, not only the money. So you're putting the main source for you're giving power on a piece of paper in order for you to have freedom. In actuality, you always have the freedom, because in a quantum structure, how you're going to get something is infinite, and you can be able to manifest even in front of you and shift to a timeline of reality that you have the freedom. But how is going to come this freedom, you don't know. So if you leave the structure open by knowing that you still do your job, but you start staying in a heart structure, and you know that you have everything that comes to you, it may not be only the money. You may get inheritance somewhere. You don't know how things will happen. Don't put only the money, the illusion that whatever you want in your life is based only on the money. Because you can create anything you want simultaneously bypassing the money. So that's an illusion that you're doing. You're not opening the whole structure for yourself. You're blocking yourself in a little box that the only way you're going to have all in this independence if you have a lot of money. And I want to tell you the way they taught me that it doesn't matter if you have a $1 million or $1. When you need it, by implementing the quantum knowledge, you're going to get the $1 million when you need it. But why do you need it? Is that coming from ego? If you like the game, that's fine. If you continue with that stuff though, what's happening is you're creating a timeline for yourself that is only based on a monetary structure. And you're not seeing the entire vast amount of probabilities can come to you, and you're blocking yourself in a very limited space of timeline. In actuality, why not the whole structure? So that's very tricky. You know, you may want stuff and you may want stuff, but you have to know that you have them without your permanent goal to be only a lot of money, because you're locking yourself in a timeline that is controlled by the money. And I can tell you that it's not only money, you can manifest anything you want. You have to get everything open. And yet, if this is truly in your heart, nothing is wrong with it. But I want to tell you that you're going to limit yourself if you not open the entire structure and believing that the only happiness and freedom you will have is only through the money. If you go back into my teachings, and if you go back in the first video with quantum manifestation, the way they taught me and told me to stay home, you need to grab the vibration that you have everything. I don't want you to imagine that you have a lot of money. I want you to bypass that and to imagine that you have everything you want. And now imagine that you are on vacation. Imagine that you have the nice house. Imagine that you have the nice person next to you, whatever you want to imagine. But don't imagine that the only way you can have that, whatever you imagine, is through the money. Because you crystallize in only money timeline. And you're not given probability for everything that is available to infinite in the quantum structure. Once you imagine that you have whatever you need, let the quantum structure decide in which way, shape, and form to give you that house, that freedom. It doesn't, because it may come with money, but can come from donation, can come from somebody did something, or you're simply traveling. It's infinite amount of probabilities how can come. We're limited in three-dimensional thinking because consciousness is infinite. There's no way you'll be able to figure it out in which way, shape, and form you will be able to manifest that abundance. Do not lock yourself only with the belief system that you need only money in order to manifest that. You can manifest in any type of shape and form beyond your way of imagination, because we are vibrating from 3 to 4, and actuality consciousness is infinite. There's no way you'll possibly be able to see how it's going to happen for you. You gotta feel that you have it right now at this moment, and I want you to feel the vibration of the happiness that you have it. And this is the vibrational sequence that you're going to project, and you're gonna end up crystallizing a timeline and parallel reality that everything is available to you, but you don't know how it's going to happen. So you're going to play the hide and seek game. You know you have this stuff, even if you don't see them, you keep projecting that you have it, because if you keep projecting it, you're crystallizing it, and eventually you're going to get stuff without expectation. You don't know how you're going to get it. That's all you do. I want you to feel every day and practice that you have whatever you want. Don't put the money to be the main source for it. You're going to block yourself only in one timeline. Thank you. Very good question, by the way. Yeah.
The next question we have here is from Billy. Billy, I'm going to look you up real quickly and unmute you. Billy, you're up.
Hey, I had a question. Can you describe how people can channel with the quantum structure and how that works?
Well, you always channel, Billy. You always channel. Even that question that came to your consciousness is basically you extracted that information from the field because you are the field. Mm-hmm. So you always manifest and you always extract information, but the realities are based on platforms of vibrational sequences. If this is one vibration of reality, this is, and each one is running on for, if this is 5, this could be 3, this could be 2, you know, this is vibrational, you know, the hologram and the realities are running in this type of frequency. Depending on how you implement and how you influence the knowledge that we talk about with all this quantum manifestation is what you choosing to download. Is like a radio frequencies, and you basically, oh, I want to go to channel 3 because channel 3 may have something, and you download. But channel 5, you don't know the frequency for channel 5. You're never going to be able to see it.
Right.
So once you start raising the consciousness and start behaving from the heart, you're going up in ladder, which is not up in ladder, is existing, but to make it easier, because remember, all this frequency exists at the same time, and it's reality within the reality. But you're going up in the frequencies because they're less dense and they're vibrating in a much higher speed. And if you stay on a vibrational sequence in your consciousness and behavior in a dense vibration, you will never be able to match and download the information from the structures. So it's not going to be available to you because, again, maybe with the money example, we're blocking that the only way you can find something is only this that belongs only in this structure, for example. But in the meantime, everything else is available in all these different platforms of parallel realities, timelines, and we cannot reach it because your own belief system is just here and you cannot see anything else.
Right. I guess I'm trying to understand the difference between, let's say, like, you who have access to information anytime you want, or instantaneous, while there's people that need to go into a trance or like meditation, and then they can kind of bring in a channel. Like, so I'm just trying to figure out how that's possible, or looking at it.
That's all. First, that's by agreement, and second, that's by, don't forget that you guys know that I did that from a little child. Even if it's an agreement, I had to go myself and do the automatic writing. Then I had to go through all the lessons that I talk about, and I had to pass this lesson. So everybody has that knowledge. It's up to you to choose to tap into it. And once your guidance see that you end up passing the lessons, you end up passing everything that you end up doing, they're gonna start interacting more and more and making decisions to interact, because everybody came with some kind of agreements here, but not everybody stuck with the information, and not everybody start going into the heart. It's very challenging sometimes to do this stuff, this transformation. So if you're not going into the heart, nobody's gonna connect and nobody's gonna do anything, because you're consciously not ready. You have to stick with the information, you have to start doing this stuff. So that's the reason why you may come with some agreements, but you may not be able to do it, for example, the way I did, because I decided to stick with it. You all know how I went through all this stuff. That was a choice that I made. They told me what to do, but nobody made me do it. I stuck with it. And that's the reason why you see the difference of all the stuff I do.
Yeah. No. Cool. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, Marina, thank you. And Billy, great seeing you. Thanks again.
We have 5 minutes.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
I want to do juicing and fasting, but I don't have a juicer. I have a smoother. So a mixer.
Yes, but what do you have?
I have a mixer. I don't have a juicer. So for me, it's very difficult to drink the vegetables from the mixer because they are so, they taste not so good. So I would like to ask if it's okay to do detoxing only with fruits, or it's not good for my body.
You need to integrate both, because both have a different property. And if you do fruits only and you have a fungus in your body or some other stuff, it may project more into it. So that's the reason why the protocol with the juicing, and the juicing, I prefer the juicing because it's very potent. Goes directly into your bloodstreams and flushes you out. You can do whatever you wish to do, but I'm telling you what the best result is from the protocol of the detox that I have in YouTube. You have to put the green vegetables, you have to do a juicing, In the shakes that you're talking about, it's a lot of fiber in there, which is okay. But if you want to really flush out the body properly from all the pipes and everything else, you really need to do you need to do juicing.
Okay.
Because it goes directly into your blood and it's the easier way. The bitterness you need because it's flushing you out. It triggers everything, it's flushing you out. And the fact is that we have to put a will in order to really detox the body. That's the truth. There's a lot of stuff we have to do that is not exactly the way we want him to be done because we indoctrinated and we did it in such a different way. But now is the time for transformation. And sometimes we have to do stuff that are not exactly the way we like, but is the best results. And every type of learning has their challenges. So it will be challenging, but I'm sure you can do it. And yet it's up to you if you wish to follow the protocol or not, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that. And something else quick, is baking soda helping with detoxing the body?
Baking soda, what I was told, you have to find aluminum-free baking soda. And the guidance told me every time after maybe you go into the bathroom, number 1 or number 2, you can put a little bit of aluminum-free baking soda to wash yourself. And also after intimacy. Intercourse is good to clean yourself and the man because they said it's it was killing some kind of cancer cells. It's healing, you know, so especially when you have an intercourse, you know, everything is mixing. So make sure that you can also use baking soda for that. And also for hemorrhoids, baking soda is great. But it has to be chemical and aluminum-free baking soda.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so drinking baking soda or using
no, I was told to apply it physically in your parts.
Okay. Thank you. I have this kind of baking soda. Thank you so much.
Yeah, baking soda like this you can find in health food stores and stuff like that, or online. I never look, but Whole Foods has it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Marina. I'm very happy to hear you. Thank you.
Soda I did when my stomach was upset, and I put a 1 teaspoon of baking soda in the distilled water and fixed my stomach immediately. That's what I did one time.
Marina, I have a question before we go.
Yeah.
Because now you wanted to end. So let's say somebody wanted to keep their frequency, their vibrational frequency on a positive note. There are a few people out there that offer what seems like really valid information, but the general tone of their frequency is somewhat lower. What would you recommend?
I just can implement only what I was taught. And I'm sure everybody from individually is doing their best from their point of view. So I can't comment on what other people do, but I can comment on what I was taught and how I was. For me, every single reality, every single person is the way they taught me, is creating their own ascension process. So any negative input, you can neutralize it, understand it, and transform it into something positive. This is the reason why we discuss fluctuating realities and how you can neutralize through gratitude, because every single person is downloading the information from the quantum field accordingly to their vibration. So everyone's truth is truth from another point of view and their understanding, and yet quantum structure is a unified field. If you understand the alchemy of the quantum structure, any input of information that somebody is giving you that they downloaded from their timelines and how they can reach, remember you reach in different frequencies, you can transform it into something positive and create your own timeline that has nothing to do of the negativity that somebody else is talking about. That is fundamental. So you don't have to take everybody's truth true, even mine, if it doesn't resonate with you. But if it's resonate with you, then you can more than welcome to dig in and do everything, because transformation is from within, not what somebody else is telling you. If somebody else is telling you something and you believe that to be 100% true, then you're taking that vibrational sequence into your hologram and start creating accordingly, because in your consciousness you start resonating with it. So it doesn't matter what somebody else is telling you. It's important how you take that information for truth or not. At the moment you take it for truth, then you're starting to resonate on it. And you start creating and fluctuating realities based on that vibration that somebody just told you as an information. It does not have to be your truth. If you want a positive, then understand what somebody is telling you. Well, thank you. If you see something on TV that is in a negative, everybody's talking about the scary, oh my God, whoever taken, that is a specific timeline. Understand and neutralize it. Say thank you, AI, for existing, because I know that in the good fifth dimensional structure, you're doing incredible stuff for humanity, working with humanity. So that's how I'm going to be thinking, and this is how I'm going to project it no matter what I hear from somebody else, because I know that they're extracting the information from another time space. But because I know and I was taught the quantum structure, how it works, the alchemy, I can create my own reality. I don't have to go and barge in somebody else's timeline and reality and tell them how they should control their realities. I want to create my own, and I'm going to stay on my space, and from my heart I'm going to project everything, because I want to create a timeline of fifth dimensional or based on that vibrational sequence from the heart. So that's why you don't go after somebody or believe everything somebody is telling you, because you can neutralize it, give a gratitude to the person, because that person is being doing their best from their belief system. So you neutralize it and then transform it. Say, thank you for giving me that information. What you're seeing with that person is simply another channel of vibrational timeline, latitude, altitude. Remember that in a quantum structure. It doesn't have to be your platform. You can switch to another channel if you want to. Think of it as the TV. If somebody tells you something, you don't have to ignore it. You can say, oh, thank you for telling me this. I want to switch to another channel. But how you switching? You're switching through the quantum manifestation protocol. Pull out, give a gratitude, thank you, and override it with something positive without condemning the person that said something that does not resonate with you. That person is projecting of your own consciousness. You cannot condemn your own self, your own vibrational sequence, your own hologram. Consciousness, you are consciousness itself. Does that make sense?
Very much so, Marina. That was actually Eva Tove's question, and I snuck it in because I knew we were ending.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Your experience.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Dimension
Bye, Dahlia.
is
Bye,
where-
Stephanie.
Bye.
Nah,
Bye.
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 true.
Bye.
All types of stuff in
I'm just going to
there.
let this run until I see everybody. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you
when
so much for
live
joining
in
us.
Enlightening.
the
Thanks.
dimension or the heaven on earth.
Marina's work is brought to you through generous donations. If you would like to contribute your support, you can visit www.marinajacobi.com. Also, be sure to scroll down on the homepage and join Marina's mailing list so you can keep up with her latest activities.